Dr. Du coming at you from Kona Bikes, talking a little bit more about the 2010 product range. Of course, one of the biggest things we've come up with in the past 2 years is this Magic Geometry, which is being designed by Brian Berthold, who was a Formula race car mechanics or suspension expert. The interesting thing about the Magic Link here is that we're running off of a dual shock system. We call this the primary shock, and there's a secondary shock that drives a lower link assembly. Basically what happens is when there's wheel force on the rear wheel, it pushes this lower link forward and it causes the bike to lift up. You get a steeper geometry, a steeper head tube, a steeper seat tube angle, and a little more bottom bracket clearance. Also what happens is when that secondary link is pushed forward like that, the bike is running off just the primary shock. This allows the bike to climb very fast, it's nimble, and there's not a whole lot of action in the suspension, just enough to pick up, keep the tire in contact while you climb. As soon as you have enough bump force on the rear wheel to bring it back, it pulls the Magic Link back and allows the bike to squat a little bit, so you get a slacker geometry, which is really good for downhilling. You have the two shocks are working in series, so effectively the spring rate drops. What that means is that when you climb, the suspension is very stiff, but intuitively the suspension becomes very soft and plush on the downhills. It also allows the rear wheel to travel backward, and it takes off a little bit of the bump force like the edges of the bumps. Really a smart bike, not really complicated to set up, but rather complicated to understand the full dynamics of it. So this is the second year we've worked with this bike. Of course, the top of the line, the Coil Air Deluxe, comes with the Hammerschmidt internal gearing in the front of the bike, which gives you a little more clearance. Comes in two platforms. We've got the Coil Air, which is a 7.5-inch travel bike, and the Cadabra over there, which is running off of a 6.5-inch travel bike. I think another nice thing to know about this bike is, again, as we've moved into the second year of development on it, the lateral stiffness has been bumped up a lot. All the pivots have been improved upon, and the bike is really running very smoothly right now.